Let's do a quick recap. We got a new patch note and we have a brand new event. So the patch notes, in my opinion, don't have much. So first of all, they're the two affixes that were broken in the Abattoir of Zir, Vampiric and Suppressor. They have their solution for those now. So in the amount that the Vampirics can steal went dramatically down. And then Suppressor, it's no longer always on, and if you crowd control them, then you can cancel the field. Now, here's the million-dollar question. We've adjusted the layout and monster spawns for several dungeons. The million-dollar question is, did they nerf the dopamine tunnels? And we can't test this because it's not out yet. So when the patch is out, we will test it, and we just have to pray that they didn't nerf the dopamine tunnels. Nightmare Dungeon sigils always display the monster levels. That's nice. Okay, here we go. They are buffing the pets. And if you just take a quick look down at the list, they're buffing it by 30, 30, 20, 30, 20, 20, 10, 20. So on average, they're increasing the damage of the skills by about 20%. And that is probably going to feel borderline like absolutely nothing, in my opinion. And then they're increasing some of the supports from 50% to 60%. So those increases, I believe, also are going to feel pretty much like nothing. So I did put together with Firefly, like the highest damage dealing pet that I could theory craft. And he actually did kill a 100 Nightmare Dungeon boss in about 5 seconds without the patch, which was pretty good. But the problem is if you do that, you lose all of the buffs to your actual character, so it's just not worth it anyway. It needs to do like that much damage anyway without having to take off all your buffs. Anyway, there's a million bug fixes and things like that. I read through them. Nothing too crazy here. Which brings us to our next thing, the Lunar event, which is going from the 6th to the 20th. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is this makes me very, very nervous. Because if it goes from the 6th to the 20th, it makes me think that the 20th on the Tuesday is going to be a patch. And what is that patch going to be? Well, it's probably going to be the Gauntlet. And guess what? I believe Last Epoch launches on the 21st. So we can play the Gauntlet for exactly 1 day. Because I don't think many are going to stick around just to run the Gauntlet when Last Epoch launches on the very next day. So I hope that that's not what this is foreshadowing, but it's what it's looking like. So anyway, there's a 44-second video here you can watch if you'd like to. But anyway, you run around and you activate shrines and you're trying to build reputation, and there's 10 reputation levels. And the reputation levels can give you these cosmetics, and the cosmetics are in the shop as a bundle. So that's very exciting. And then when you're running through the Nightmare Dungeons, you're going to get more, you can get more XP, you can get more, what are the end things called? The glyphs. You can get more glyph XP, sorry. And then another thing is some of the shrines can turn into lunar shrines, both in the overworld and in the Nightmare Dungeons. And when you get either an artillery shrine, a blast wave channeling conduit, all the different things, it's going to give us an extra power. Artillery shrine gets a bomb, blast wave gets a cluster bombardment, channeling gets a chance to reset your cooldowns and increases your attack speed. This is the one I really don't get. Conduit shrine summons frequent, powerful, and shocking strikes. Isn't that exactly what Conduit already does? So I guess it does it more often. Greed shrine. This is probably the coolest idea. At 25 kills, you summon a treasure goblin. At 50 kills, you summon a second treasure goblin. So that's cool. You can summon your own treasure goblins. This one might actually be worse if it's going to work how I read it. You can instantly execute a monster, causing fear on surrounding monsters. If that causes all the other monsters to be feared, which means they run away, if that's what that means, then this shrine actually got worse, because I don't want them to run away. I want them to come up to me and die to my charge and my Hoda. Protection Shrine reflects all incoming damage. We'll have to see how much damage it does to see if it's worth it. But anyway, you've got 2 weeks to farm the 10 levels of Reputation in order to get all of the different cosmetics. So that's the update. I don't think the patch is going to be meaningful in terms of the pets. I'm glad they're fixing Vampiric and Suppressor. And yeah, we'll just have to try the event. I mean, an event is better than nothing. Cosmetics are better than nothing. I'm just really worried about the fact that it ends on the 20th. Because if they're purposely going to release the gauntlet on top of the last Epoch launch, then, well, I know which one I'm going to pick.